Ex-UFC opponent opens up on Backstage face-off with Khamzat Chimaev ahead of 17-second KO. Khamzat Chimaev quickly became a star in the UFC thanks to one trait. Dricus du Plessis says you can't hate on Chimaev for fighting the way that he did in their middleweight title fight last August. How one-sided the bout was resulted in a lot of criticism for the challenger despite the way that he was able to completely neutralize his opponent. This wasn't a trend that fans had become used to with it bores, as many of his fights, like Chimaev's previous win over Robert Whittaker, have been defined by his relentless aggression. It's not just inside the octagon where the current 185-pound title holder has developed a reputation for being one of the fiercest fighters on the roster. Gerald Meerschaert was left confused by his pre-fight interaction with Khamzat Chimaev. In 2020, Khamzat Chimaev stormed into the UFC by setting a record after recording his first 2 wins inside the octagon in the space of just 10 days. His ability to completely dominate his opponents with his wrestling and take no damage in the process ended up being what saw him win the middleweight title last year. However, it was in Chimaev's 3rd UFC win, which seriously impressed Dana White, where he showcased another side to his game. Just over 2 months on from his debut, Bors recorded the fastest finish of his career when he knocked out Gerald Meerschaert in 17 seconds. Meerschaert recently told a story about an intense interaction he had with Chimaev in a hallway before their fight. The UFC veteran recalled being confused by the altercation because of his upcoming opponent's action, despite the fact that no one was around to see it. "In the back of my head, I'm like, there's nobody else here. So like, he's just doing it for the love of the game, which like, mad respect," he said during an appearance on the Casuals MMA. "He's just doing his thing, no matter who's there or not, which is better than, oh, I need cameras. But he does this, he walks away, and his coach is, oh, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. All the most polite like, yeah, we know he's crazy. But I was just confused, they were so nice. Why is he like this? We're gonna fight." Gerald Meerschaert is able to look back on his Khamzat Chimaev loss and laugh. Gerald Meerschaert certainly isn't the first or last fighter that Khamzat Chimaev has met with aggression. He said when speaking about this experience on the Casuals MMA that some fighters are simply like that and they need to put themselves in that headspace before a fight. They gotta get in that place before and after, but we're gonna punch each other. Well, actually, you are gonna punch me, in this case. I wanted to punch him, but it didn't work out that way, he joked. Their clash in 2020 saw Chimaev land 4 of his 6 significant strike attempts to produce a knockout in the first round. Meerschaert, on the other hand, attempted just 1 significant strike that failed to hit its target.